Hi, hello everyone. Welcome back to Nexen Academy. Today we are going to discuss one interesting and important topic for NEET as well as for JEE, that is horizontal projectile. In the last session we have seen oblique projectile, and today we are going to discuss the horizontal projectile. Okay, so look at this. Here we have a diagram, we have a picture for the horizontal projectile. Whenever a body is projected horizontally with certain velocity from certain height, that body is called horizontal projectile. In this way, if you project horizontally a body, not obliquely, means not with some angle, horizontally we have to project a body from certain height. So that body is called horizontal projectile. It follows a parabolic path. We will prove that the path of a horizontal projectile is a parabola. We are going to prove that. Okay. Now have a look at this. This one, actually body is projected horizontally with certain velocity in this way. This is the direction of projection. But the body is traveling along this path. A parabolic path it is following because it is projected from certain height. So why it is happening? If you ask a question, here Earth is providing attraction. Earth is attracting all the bodies downwards. Means Earth is providing acceleration to the body in the downward direction. In horizontal direction, no acceleration is provided to the body. As a result, horizontally, body maintains constant velocity, but in vertical direction, due to acceleration, velocity continuously increases. Velocity increases. In horizontally, it maintains same velocity. Okay. So here I have collected beautiful examples for the horizontal projectile. So we will see one by one, right? I hope everyone have seen Bahubali, the beginning, first part. In that, heroine introduction song, hero Prabhas jumps from one mountain to other mountain to reach the heroine. In that case, this example there, have a look at this, have a look at this, so that you can understand. So here we have, so look at this example. Here, in this example, hero jumps from one mountain to other. Coming back to this shot once again, look at this. Here it is. Hero is jumping from certain height, from this is the height, and here he is maintaining some horizontal initial velocity. As a result, he is able to jump from this height. Horizontally, he is traveling to this height. So exactly parabolic path, the signs here they followed. That's the greatness of the directors and filmmakers. Okay, fine. Now, coming to the next example, we have collected another example also, Hollywood movie example also we have collected, right? So next one, look at this example. Here we have, look at this example. Here, hope you have seen this movie, Mission Impossible. Hero Tom Cruise jumps from one building to another building. There is a height difference. Larger height to smaller height building, that hero is jumping. Okay. Here they are also following this logic, horizontal projectile. Look at this. Here it is. So hero is following parabolic path, horizontal projectile path. Now this one. Okay. So this is what the horizontal projectile concept, and mathematically we are going to prove the path followed and the time taken, velocities, everything. Okay, right. Now look at this, look at this. Here we have, at any point after the projection, at any point if you take, at any point if you take, here it is, the point x comma y, coordinates of that point x comma y, and here this one is having coordinates of x comma y. Imagine horizontal velocity. Horizontal velocity is equal to Vx and vertical velocity is equal to Vy in this way. So here also we have to discuss the topic in two directions. One is horizontal direction, one is vertical direction. Let me take the horizontal direction here. First of all, along x-axis, which means along the direction of projection, along which direction the body is projected, along that direction we are taking. So initially body has the velocity ux is equal to ux is equal to u. And what is acceleration? Along the horizontal direction, body does not have any acceleration because we are not providing any force on that. So therefore, acceleration is equal to 0. Okay, right. Acceleration 0 means immediately you can write that, sir, horizontal velocity equal to constant because no acceleration. In this case, horizontal velocity remains constant throughout the motion of the body. Okay, right. Now, after a time t, what is the position of the body? After a time t, this is the position we are assuming. It has the coordinates of x comma y. X coordinate we want to find. This x coordinate is equal to, right? Horizontal displacement is equal to x. Time taken is equal to from the beginning, time taken is equal to from the beginning, let me take it is t, and here we know that s is equal to u into t because no acceleration here. Okay, right. Now that implies we can write this as x is equal to horizontal velocity into time, or from this you can rewrite it as t is equal to x by time taken by the body to travel horizontal distance, t is equal to x by e. Okay, right. Now coming to the vertical direction, y axis, if you take along y axis, you have velocity is equal to 0, body velocity is equal to 0 in vertical direction, because what is the direction we projected the body? In this way, horizontally we projected the body, not the vertical direction. So in vertical direction, what's the velocity body possess means? It is equal to 0. Body possess only horizontal velocity, therefore in vertical direction its velocity becomes 0. Okay, so initially uy 0. Okay, then sir, what about acceleration? This acceleration body possess, let me take it is what? G, acceleration. I am assuming this downward direction as positive right now for this example only. Okay. So here Ay acceleration due to gravity. Now vertical displacement Sy is equal to y, and the time taken same it is t. So therefore here let me use S is equal to ut plus half at square or half gt square, you can write here. Y is equal to, directly you can write half gt square. In terms of time, that's the projectile equation. Or in terms of x, we can write this as y is equal to half g t square. T is equal to, from this equation, x by u, you can write x square by u square. Or from this you can write this as y is equal to half into g by u square into x square. It is in the form of y is equal to kx square. As a result, we can say that the body is following a parabolic path. Y is equal to ax square or kx square indicates a parabola. So therefore, horizontal projectile follows a parabolic path. This is what the examples we have seen, the two clips. The hero Prabhas has jumped from one mountain to another mountain along the parabolic path, and another hero Hollywood movie, Tom Cruise, also followed the same parabolic path. In that way, this is what the mathematical proof for the parabolic path of a projectile. Okay, clear? Right. Now we will see few more points related to horizontal projectile. Okay, right. Look at this. If this is the horizontal projectile, if this is the horizontal projectile which is projected with certain velocity u. Now at any instant of time, suppose this is the velocity vx, this we know that it is u. Horizontal component does not change, this already we have seen. When it comes to vertical component, this one changes because it is under acceleration. So what happens to vertical component means continuously increases because of acceleration due to gravity. Okay then. Now, after a time t from the projection, after t seconds, after t seconds from the projection, after t seconds from the projection, what will be the velocity? So here, as I told you, Vx is equal to u, no changes in the horizontal component. When it comes to vertical component here, Vy, we have to find Vy is equal to Uy plus Ay into t. Okay. Now, in this context, initial velocity is 0, already we have seen vertical direction. Acceleration is equal to g. So here Uy is equal to 0, Ay equal to g, and let me substitute those. From this, you can write Vy is equal to, here it is 0 plus g into t. Or you can write this finally Vy is equal to g into t. This is in terms of time. This is in terms of time. So velocity, vertical component Vy is equal to gt in terms of time. No, sir, in terms of displacement, if you want to find, suppose in the question, in terms of displacement, they are asking, then we have another method. Here, look at this. Displacement, vertical displacement, let me take it is y. Now, we can use this equation of motion, v square minus u square equal to 2as. If we use this equation, v square minus u square is equal to 2as, we can write this as vy square uy square in this way along y direction. Now, this one can be vy square minus of 0 equal to 2 into acceleration as g into y. So, this vy equal to square root of 2gy. This is the expression for the vertical component of velocity. Okay. Now, in vector form, how do we write? So, look at this. V bar is equal to Vx I cap plus Vy j cap. This is equal to Vx as u I cap plus Vy as gt j cap. It is in terms of time. Velocity in terms of time, this one. No, sir, in terms of vertical displacement, we want, then come to this point. V bar is equal to Vx I cap plus Vy j cap. This is equal to ui cap, no change in horizontal component, plus this one is square root of 2gy into this one, j cap direction. So this is the expression for the velocity of a horizontal projectile. Velocity of a horizontal projectile is given in terms of what? Time, in terms of displacement. Okay, clear? Right. Next. So here, what is the horizontal distance traveled by the projectile and also time taken? These two parameters we have to discuss. For a projectile, these two parameters are important. So look at this. Imagine this is the horizontal projectile projected with some initial velocity u. Horizontal distance traveled by the projectile before striking the ground is called horizontal distance. Horizontal distance, this is from here to here horizontal distance. That horizontal distance is called horizontal range. Okay, horizontal range means horizontal distance traveled by the body before hitting the surface or before hitting the ground. Okay, fine. Now, in this case, time of descent, time of ascent, however, is not possible, not exists here. Time of descent or time of flight. So here, vertical distance traveled. Vertical distance is nothing but a height of the building or height of the tower from which we have projected that body. Okay. Here, using the formula S is equal to ut plus half at square. This equation, vertically displacement is equal to h, and the time taken is equal to, we are assuming this as time taken is equal to t, acceleration is equal to g. On substituting all these things, here we have h is equal to vertically no displacement, no initial velocity plus half g t square. You can write this as h is equal to half g t square. This t is equal to square root of 2h by g, 2h by g. Here we have time taken by the projectile to reach the base of the tower or base of the building or the ground. Here it is t is equal to square root of 2h by g. That's the time taken. Okay, right. And next, what is horizontal range here? Horizontal range r is equal to u into t. Horizontal range r is equal to u into t. Okay, fine. So this r is equal to horizontal range is equal to u. Here projection velocity t value as square root of 2h by g, where h is the height of the tower or height of the building. That's the horizontal range. R is equal to u into square root of 2h by g. Okay, right. So sometimes in questions they'll ask two applications on the horizontal projectile. Okay, so let me discuss those applications relevant to this horizontal projectile. Okay, sometimes they'll give questions like in this way. Suppose a person or a body is thrown from this height h1 onto the other building. The person is jumping, as we have seen two examples, this kind of examples in this way. Imagine height of this building is equal to h1, height of this building is equal to h2. A body is projected from the building of height h1 to another building of height h2 in this way with certain velocity. So what is the velocity required? What's the velocity required to reach this building exactly? What's the velocity required with which the body has to be projected, okay? So here this horizontal distance between the two buildings is equal to, let me take r, okay? This r is the distance this body has to travel. R is the distance. Now what is the height difference between the two buildings? That height difference matters here. Okay, not the height of the building. We have, or the person has to jump from h1 to h2, so that height difference we have to consider. So this r is equal to, here r is equal to horizontal velocity into time taken. This can be u into square root of 2 into, now in this context what is the height difference between the two buildings? So that is equal to 2 into h by g. So what is h here? Is it h1 or h2? So is it h1 or h2? Means it's not h1 or h2, it is the difference. This is equal to u into square root of 2 into h1 minus h2 by g, in this way. So this is the horizontal range. Now based on this you can find either h1 minus h2 or horizontal velocity or horizontal range. All the factors you can find using this formula. Okay, right? Okay, then next, another application. This is one application. Another application we have based on this. Look at this. If you have a staircase, imagine in this way, a staircase, a ball is dropped, on the top in this way. If this ball is dropped here, and it is slightly pushed, okay, it follows, it jumps onto the next step, again onto the next step, in this way, but what is the velocity with which it hits the last nth step? Means that is just like a horizontal projectile we can solve. Means The velocity with which it hits the ground is like a body with which it hits the ground, which is projected from certain height horizontal. Okay, right. Now here it follows a resultant path like this. It follows a resultant path in this way, just like this. So this is the discussion. How many steps are there? Means n number of steps. N steps are there. N number of steps are there. Next, each step width is equal to each step width is equal to b. Let's imagine, and each step height is equal to h. Each step height is equal to h. So in this context, what is the total breadth or horizontal distance traveled by the body? So that is r is equal to u into t. T is equal to, just now we derived the formula, square root of 2h by g. Square root of 2h by g, or 2 into h value as n number of steps are there. Each step of height h, n number of steps are there. Therefore, nh by g we have to consider. T is equal to in this way. Okay. Now, let me substitute that here. This r is equal to horizontal range can be written as, this can be written as n times of breadth is equal to u into square root of 2nh by g. This can be taking whole square on both sides. N square b square is equal to u square into 2nh by g. So this square b square equal to u square into 2nh by g. Now this square and this n can be cancelled out. So this implies n b square equal to u square 2h by g. So if you want, you can calculate initial velocity with which the body has to be projected in this way, or the number of steps if you want, you can find from this. So that is n is equal to u square 2h by g b square. In this way, number of steps you can find. So you can calculate in either velocity, horizontal velocity if you want, you can find, or the number of steps you can calculate, right? Now we will see some questions based on this concept and applications, that is on horizontal projectile. Okay, right. So look at this question. Look at this question, which is related to horizontal velocity. Now here, a child stands on the edge of the cliff 10 meters above the ground and throws a stone horizontally with an initial speed of 5 meter per second. Horizontally, the body is thrown with certain velocity 5 meter per second. Neglecting the air resistance, the speed with which the stone hits the ground will be, here the stone height of the building is equal to 10 meters, height of the cliff is equal to 10 meters. And now look at this situation. This kind of situation, it is given in the question in this way. Here we have to find, neglecting the air, the speed with which the stone hits the ground, we have to find in this way. Okay, here it is projected with certain velocity. This can be extended vertical component and horizontal component Vx. Already we know that horizontal component no change, it is given to you as 5. Vertical component Vy is equal to square root of 2gh. In terms of height, this is equal to 2 into g value 10. H is equal to this one. H is equal to given to you as 10. So this is equal to square root of 200 in this way. Now this V bar is equal to Vx I cap plus Vy j cap. This can be Vx I cap plus Vy j cap. This can be written as Vx is equal to here 5 I cap and Vy is equal to square root of 200 j cap. This is V bar. So this V is equal to magnitude wise, this V is equal to square root of 5 square plus 200 square root whole square becomes 200, which is equal to square root of 225, that is equal to 15. 15 meter per second is the speed, because they are asking speed, not the velocity. If it is velocity in the vector form, we would have stopped there. But here, magnitude they are asking. So here is the answer, 15 meter per second. 15 meter per second is the answer. Okay, right. Now, let me take the next question related to this. So look at this. A ball rolls off the top of a staircase application. Just now we discussed the staircase application. So question we have, a ball rolls off the top of a stairway with a horizontal velocity u. The steps are 0.1 meter height and 0.1 meters wide. The minimum velocity u with which the ball just hits the fifth step of the stairway will be. So look at this. In this way, 1, 2, 3, 4, and the fifth one. So to hit the fifth one, to hit the fifth step, that ball has to cross only 4 steps. So this point is a crucial point to solve the question. If you take 5 number of steps, you cannot answer this question, because to hit the fifth one exactly, it no need to cross the fifth step. It has to cross only 4 steps. So number of steps in this example, in this question, we have to take only 4. Now here, this one, this is the ball. This ball is hitting like this. So how many steps it is crossing means n number of steps. This n is equal to 4 number of steps it is crossing. Okay, right. Now here we discussed this already. So look at this. Here n is equal to u square 2h by g b square, or u square is equal to n into b square g by 2h. Okay, or basic concept also you can follow, no need to remember this formula. Okay, right. So here, however, we derived that. Look at this. This r is equal to u into square root of 2h by g. This is the basic formula. Now this r is equal to u, one second. This r is equal to, we have n into b. This is equal to u into 2 times of nh by g. This can be n square b square equal to u square 2 nh by g. This n and n can be cancelled out. We are supposed to find the velocity here. So this u square is equal to g n b square by 2h. This is equal to g value 10. This n is equal to 4. B square can be, this b value is equal to 0.1 here, means 10 to the power minus 1 you can write. B square 10 to the power minus 2 and by 2 into h value as 10 to the power minus 1. Overall, this can be 4 by 2 and this is equal to 2. So this u is equal to square root of 2 meter per second. So according to the question, this u is equal to square root of 2 meter per second. Here we need to find, look at this, square root of x. So therefore this x value we have to find. This x is equal to 2 here, because we got square root of 2 meter per second. Therefore x is equal to how much? X is equal to 2. Okay, right. Next, another question. Look at this question on horizontal projectile. Okay, a body of mass m thrown horizontally with velocity v, from the top of the tower of a height h. So here horizontal velocity is v and the height of the tower is equal to h. Mass of the body is also given, but it is the properties, or all the properties are independent of mass, means velocity, time taken, right? These are all independent of mass. Next, coming to the second one, first one, it reaches the horizontal distance of 100 meters. So first case, if you take, height is equal to h, horizontal distance traveled is equal to 100 meters, and the velocity is equal to v. Second case, if you take second case, a body of mass 2m, mass as I told you, the properties or characteristics are independent of mass, thrown at a velocity v by 2, thrown at a velocity v by 2. So that is u2 equal to v by 2, and height of the tower is equal to 4h, and then horizontal range they are asking, horizontal range they are asking. Okay, right. So this horizontal range is equal to, what is the formula? Means r is equal to u into square root of 2h by g. So here if you take horizontal range depends on projection velocity and the height, that 2 and g however remains constant. So therefore here we can write this r1 or r2 by r1 is equal to, you can write this as u2 by u1 into square root of h2 by h1. Okay, this is equal to, here u2 as v by 2 and u1 as v square root of h2 is equal to 4h and h1 is equal to h. So that is v and v can be cancelled out, h and h can be cancelled out. 1 by 2 into square root of 4 both can be cancelled out, it is equal to 1. Or you can write this as, that implies r2 is equal to r1, which is nothing but 100 meters. So r2 is equal to 100 meters. Okay, right? Okay, thank you.